trip was wonderful in every way. From the beginning to the end, I can't even say enough about how fantastic it was.
The train was like going onto a moving luxury hotel.
This trip on the Golden Eagle has been absolutely wonderful from my perspective. My wife and I love to travel. We've been to many, many parts of the country and world, and this was an opportunity to see a section we'd never been to before. To travel from Moscow to Lake Baikal and then on down to Mongolia was an experience of a lifetime for us.
My wife and I have traveled quite a bit. I'm now approaching 100 countries. And so we had gotten a flyer from the University of Chicago, and it just looked like something that was going to be wonderful. We had heard quite a lot of good things about the Golden Eagle. It's a trip of a lifetime. And we started out in Moscow. Every one of the things was a surprise, even though we've traveled quite a bit.
The trip I could not describe any better as fabulous.
I think, personally, I think it was marvelous, really. I had a very good time.
Learning about the culture and the customs of Russia was truly an amazing experience. The train was so luxurious. It really was. It was the way to travel to see any kind of a destination that anybody was insecure about viewing.
Superb service from your cabin attendants.
The service during this excursion was something special. I cannot compare it with any other excursions that I do.
My wife said, well, I don't know that I really want to go on a train. It's a long ride. It has to be good. And she said all the way that it's been just wonderful.
The train was absolutely extraordinary. It's hard to imagine how somebody as a manager could arrange all the facilities, all the excursions, the support, the people, the visions, the swimming even in Lake Baikal, which I did, and all the little accoutrements which you usually don't get on any superior trip.
It was beautifully plush. The food was to die for.
The food was super. The people we had opportunity to meet on the train were just marvelous company to travel with. So it was all in all a first-rate experience.
I met the most wonderful people. I had a great fun.
Oh my goodness, it's been incredible. The culture in the train was just as interesting as the culture off the train. We had people from Chile and Andorra and South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, England, America, China. Just an amazing group of people to travel with who all brought their own culture to this. So it was really wonderful.
And their own perspective, which made the sort of end of the day always very entertaining because everybody had a different sort of view of what we saw and how it and how it appeared through the lens of their culture.
We had so many varied experiences, you know, like the Old Believers and Lake Baikal and the stops where the exiles lived in Siberia. There were just so many interesting places and where interesting things happened. And then just to see the landscape go by and not see a soul for miles and miles, even days, except at the train station. So it was very, very interesting.
My favorite city to visit was Kazan. I thought it was a beautiful city.
We had a spectacular time in Moscow, seeing the various different sites.
We picked this particular trip because it was going to come to the Nadaam Festival, the athletic event of the year for Mongolia. And to see that opening ceremony was just really wonderful.
The opportunity to be part of the Nadaam Festival, to see the opening ceremonies, is unequaled.
Ulaanbaatar is really something else. It's so, how do you call it, alive.
one thing that was so special truly was seeing Mongolia right now in its period, because it'll change dramatically in the next few years for sure. And to see the nomads still on their horses and riding one, and you going for a swim in Lake Baikal, it was really something to experience the whole trip.
I loved that dinner we had overlooking Lake Baikal. I thought that was just a wonderful setting. The food was super. It was right out of the lake. It was just one of those memorable high points.
It's absolutely been a trip of a lifetime for us, for sure.
It really has, yes. Something we will treasure for a long time.
It's been fabulous.
I enjoyed every day of it. I made the most of it.
If you want to get to see the expanse, the dimensions, the size of Russia, there's no better way to do it.
I will say it in Dutch. Hoe mooi die reis was en hoe vurig u daarvan wilt genieten. Het is mij goed bevallen and I also wish that you would come to Moscow, take the trip, enjoy the food, the people, and have a memory for the rest of your life.